There we go. Okay. My audio devices decided to screw themselves up. All good now. Okay. Oh, hey guys. So, it's 5:30 in the morning. I'm friggin' exhausted. So yeah, I'm gonna... What just happened to the audio? What the heck was that? Anyways, yeah, I'm gonna be kind of like not firing on all synapses for a little bit, so just, you know, apologies in advance for that. Anyways, 2.3 dropped, so beyond just looking at the event suit, the gacha content, and anything that got added to Alteration, I am also going to be doing a brief overview of the 2.3 stuff. So we'll start from the top as always, and we'll kind of go in the normal order. There's so many login campaigns for 2.3. Comfy. Okay, so you know what? I should turn down my game volume a little bit. It's really, really loud. There we go. Okay. I've been playing a lot of Blue Archive, so my audio's kind of got imbalanced. Cranking up the audio to listen to it. Aha. Okay. What is the crew multi-mission anyways? Interesting. Okay. So we want the event shop. Okay. Should have just gone to exchange, but here we are. So we'll start off with the gosh, I hate my ear. It always gets real itchy. Okay, exchange, next coin. Yes, they've also added the tabbing of the exchange window, and as you can see, it makes life real easy. Now we don't have, you know, tons of stuff to scroll through. So yes, I did trade for the rebake stuff, so I don't have to remember to do that. So we'll start off with the next coin. Hold on a second. Am I not going to be able to look at the whole suit? Because it's all login. Oh, that's what they've done. They've packaged it. That's cool. That's real cool. They're really going for space saving. Okay, so start off with the F90 N-Type. Okay. With power attribute, shooting crit rate boost. I don't really like that at all. I find that just more or less a waste of a trait. So, stat wise, got attacks on the higher end for a welfare. That N-Type Federation. So the head is nothing like terribly amazing. It's not good, it's not bad, it's really kind of midline. I don't like the trait on it. So, yeah. Anyways. Hired Zant. Oh man, you don't even know the half of it. Machine Cannon. D-Power Magazine. No. That's not how this game works. Numerically, you're looking at about 750 or so shot attack and about 600 melee-ish. Actually, a little more than that. Looking at about 850 shot attack, and you're looking at about 750 melee. Okay. For torso, a welfare torso, that's not great, but it's not terrible either. The EX skills are complete write-off, and as Gundam type and Federation, I didn't really say this on the last part, but like it's not a rare combination as we're getting a lot more Federation parts, but it's still nice to see because Federation is a really nice tertiary tag for shooters, giving both shot attack and shot defense, so having more sources of it's never a bad thing. Okay, with the rifle category equipped, shot guidance boosted. No, that's, to me, that feels like another waste of a trait slot. Numerically, 2395. So again, not great, not terrible. For a welfare, it's okay. Other than that, yeah, even with the transfer, we're looking at like 2700 melee, which makes it a little better, but yeah, it's just not like jaw-dropping or anything, you know? It's just kind of, it exists. Aesthetically, the suit looks great. Aesthetically, it looks great, but everything else just, yeah. Gundam type Federation again. So two traits I don't really like, and an EX skill that has D power. We're really going strong here, guys. When C power is over 100k, enemy EX skill pen reduced by 1%. Okay, so potentially, depending on oh boy. Depending on your build, your comp, things like that, this may be useful. I personally wouldn't use this on a primary machine because, well, yeah, you know, it's nothing that really boosts your direct power. I would say this might be good on a support suit, a second or a third in arena. But I would rather just reduce the enemy EX skill damage if given the choice, because then you don't need to worry about pen if they're doing 0. Okay, yeah, so I don't really like the trait. The stats are pretty much the same as the torso. Has high mobility now though, interesting. Ah, funnels, A+, C-. Numerically, it's the same as the legs, Gundam type, and high mobility again. Okay. Cooldown time up 10% EX skill power boost. So, the EX skill power boost obviously is nice, because this is a welfare, it's extremely easy to cap her out. The beef is, cooldown time up 10%. Adding 10% to your cooldown time is kind of antithetical to how a lot of the gameplay is working right now, kind of like anti-meta. So, that's going to be a no for me, dog. And numerically, it's a welfare sword. It's really, yeah, there's really no other way to put those numbers. Alright, beam rifle. Beam ranged weapon magazine boosted. I don't like that trait. I know some people do because they can boost like the crossbow and torso's total magazine with this kind of stuff. Ain't my cup of tea. Numerically, same as the sword pretty much. It's you know, it's a welfare beam weapon. Pretty much sums up the part in a nutshell. Gundam type Federation though, so at least there's Federation on that. When shot attack is over 3000, enemy special shot power reduced by 25%. So that's a very specific subset of enemies because it has to be an enemy that is a shooter that is, I would say, a long shooter. They tend to use special shot a lot more than mid shooters, but that's not saying mid shooters don't use it at all. The thing is, special shot really shouldn't be much of a threat, as it's really telegraphed that it's going to be coming at you, and it's very easy to dodge. So, That's not really a big deal. Gundam type high mobility. Well, the numbers are kind of interesting on this. You're carrying over a little under 500 to both of your offensive stats, which for a welfare is pretty interesting, because it's got some pretty high defenses for a... carb. For a welfare shield, it's got some pretty decent defensive stats on it. But, yeah, it's okay. Overall, like, aesthetically, I think this suit's pretty cool. In actual practice, almost every single one of its traits is useless, with the sole exception of the beam swords, where you get the EX skill power boost. However, its demerit is increasing your cooldown time. So yeah, make of that what you will. And its 2 EX skills are just not really... It has a magazine with D power and funnels with C- power. So yeah, it's kind of yeah, no. Get it for the collection. Alright, what about items? What are we looking at here? Ah, they've gone and packaged up the Awakening chips too. Pro Tag, Xeon, Mid-Range, 4 Space, and 4 Computers. Another nice selection. Yeah, cool. Cool. Alright, gotta say, I like these little folders they've added. It really helps kind of compact everything down. Okay, well, let's hop on over and take a look at the new gacha units. Is the F90 N-Type parts reach level 99 max or not? They can, but you'll have to max out its trait or EX skill level. It's how all parts work. It's just easier to do it for welfares because you can just trade for coins instead of having to use gacha currency. Alright, we'll start off with the Anima Rize. Just kind of want to know what this suit's about. Infighter job, EX skill power boosted. That's a solid head right there, that is. Pro Tag Gundam type. Oh, okay. Is this a festival or just standard? Standard. Just making sure. Okay. Infighter job, EX skill power boost, no complaints. Pro Tag Gundam type, no complaints. Pro Tag's always nice to see. Numerically. Okay, so you're looking at like 1500-ish melee attack? For a head, that's actually pretty friggin' solid. Like, for a standard head. Pretty dope. Yeah, no complaints on this head. That's for a standard pool part. That's pretty friggin' solid. I don't believe it's the best that we've had for melee builds, but it's really nice. So if you like the aesthetics, that's a solid choice. Torso, Anima Rampage. Raise the speed of your squad. You get a 48% heal, 29% melee attack heal, and a shot attack, or not a melee heal, a melee boost and a shot boost. So it's really an all-in-one with an A power. Cutscene. Yeah, I have no complaints. This sounds like a nice, solid EX skill. It gives you a little bit of everything. Obviously, that means it's not specialized, but, you know, being able to kind of boost anything in your squad as well as heal you is, you know, that's pretty damn nice. Super balanced. Interestingly. Okay. Cool. Oh, an integrated arm and shield. Okay, with speed attribute, melee crit rate boost. I've talked about this in the past. From what I understand, most people don't rely on crit rate. I know I don't. But in general as well, from people I know that like using melee builds, they don't use this. They use EX boosting stuff or cooldown reduction. Not so much boosting crit rate. And I understand to a degree, making your damage reliant on RNG is kinda, it's a gamble, but yeah, you do you, whatever floats your boat. I don't like this trait very much. Pro Tag, 4 computers. Pro Tag's nice to see, 4 computers kind of on the fence about. Numerically, That's a hefty amount of melee defense that there is. That's gonna carry over what? That's like 1-8? Yeah, 1-8 change. That's not bad. Wow, so this breaks like 6k, and then when you fully tweak it, wow, that is some crazy melee attack numbers on those arms. It's a shame the trade is so bad. I like that. Numerically, I like this part. It's got pro tag as well. Legs, infighter job, melee, enemy melee power reduced. That's helpful. Being able to reduce your enemy melee power also affects their melee EX skills. This would be nice for a support suit. I wouldn't put this on a primary suit because you want to be, you know, all damage all day. So that's the typical meta. But this is a solid support part. Really nice to see for something you can use pick tickets on in a few weeks. Numerically, 6 change, so about 1500 melee attack, and you're looking at what, that's like 850, 860 shot. 4 pair of legs, that's really not that bad for something in a standard pool. Okay, pro tag and close combat this time. Okay. Backpack. Oh, melee crit rate boost. I just went over that. And numerically, you're pretty much the exact same as the legs, aren't you? Alright, no complaints there either. Alright, let's unplug the charge cable from this. Okie dokie. Where do we leave off? Left off, yes. Okay, let's go through all of its weapons. Beam, whip, AD power, no thanks. Rotate, close combat, the numbers... Okay, so the numbers are actually decent on the weapon. It just has a very lackluster EX skill and has good word tag, so literally this is a good part minus the EX skill. Okay. Numerically, you're the same. Okay. After 10 seconds, boost job gauge. I still don't think job licenses and their boosts are real, or the job license boosts are worth it. Job licenses are obviously worth it, but the boost special effect from them, not so much. But for me, this isn't that great. For people that really like the boost that they give you, there you go. That's pretty nice. Pro tag Gundam type, and the numbers aren't anything to complain about either. So it really just comes down to whether or not you value that trait. While pro tag initial EX skill charge boost, very easy to satisfy that requirement. Pro tag is effectively core in all melee builds, and because it's a beam rifle, it's a free slot pretty much. Numerically, nothing amazing, which isn't too surprising as it, based on the trait, it really does seem to be feeding into melee builds. Pro tag 4 computers. I like pro tag, not so much the 4 computers. That's a solid gun. And the other weapon, after 10 seconds pass, EX skill power boosted. Okay, so if you can wait 10 seconds after the match starts, you get a nice big fat boost. 10 seconds really isn't terrible. It's better than the 20 seconds. But for people that are trying to chase absolute minimum timings, potentially not the best option, obviously. Rotate Gundam type. Okay. Numerically, though, it suffers a lot like its sibling. So this would be something you backslot on a shop build for the trait. You could front slot this on a melee build because you're really not going to notice much of a big deal, you know, whether or not the stats are good or bad, because it's shot. You're melee. Who cares? It does definitely feed a lot more into a melee build though, with pro tag sitting on there, but Gundam type can be used by a shot, so that's not too big of a... So the Rize definitely has like a lot of really nice numbers for the fact that, you know, it's a standard pool suit. I like the torso EX skill. That sounds really nice on paper there. On that though, there's really no interesting EX skills or traits. It just kind of coasts through. Some of the weapons have really nice numbers on them, but not so much traits. So it's kind of a grab bag, the Rize. It looks very interesting, and it's nice seeing some more, I guess, unique suits from the different series get added in. So, but yeah, overall, Okay, well, let's look at the full Glansa. There's only 5 parts for this one, eh? Okie doke. Let's just catch up to chat here real quick. Okay. Full Glansa. Shot attack for... Wow, okay. So it definitely has kind of a higher end shot attack on the head. Not the best, but, you know, it's a big ticket part. Shot defense, you're carrying over just under 500, so you're almost getting 5k shot attack out of this. And then when you push it all the way up, 28, so that's what? I know, 8 change? No, it's 9. So yeah, you're pushing 9.2, 9.3k shot attack. It's really not bad. I got no complaints on that one. Heavy armor. Ooh, while heavy armor EX skill power boosted. Okay. Heavy armor is another nice tertiary tag for shot builds, as it does give you the shot attack and defense boost. Heavy armor and commander. We finally have something with commander in the pick ticket pool. That's pretty good. Took you a long damn time though. Alright, I got no complaints about the head. A solid shooter piece that's in the pick ticket pool. Plasma Diver Missile, B+D. Okay. This will be one of those things that really depends on the animation as to whether or not it's good. On paper though, it sounds like a solid non-cutscene shot EX. Low cooldown, B+ power. Cool. Numerically. Okay. Seeing a welfare that's actually able to push, you know, this is what, 2.1k shot attack after exchange? For a pick ticket torso, that's damn high. Damn. Alright, integrated arms and shield. Shield rifle, another B power skill. Alright, non-cutscene again. Lots of big numbers on this one, eh? 5100 shot attacks, that's carrying over 1700 or so. 4800 shot attack on a pair of arms. I see no reason to complain. Yeah, no, that is extreme. Okay. This might be one of those suits I get the full form of when it hits the ticket shop, because there's like no real issues I have with this so far. Oh, another EX. Okay, leg missile launcher. Another B+ power. Wow. That's very interesting. Okay, heavy armor, mid-range, definitely both workable tags. Numerically, okay, it's not as gifted as its counterparts, but the legs anyways, recent legs tend to have a much lower stat distribution than the sibling parts. So seeing this with a lower overall value, not really that's shocking. But I guess compared to the rest of it, it's like kind of shock therapy almost. Alright, so 2060, that's pushing, what, 600 or so over, so 1600 shot attack. For a pair of pick ticket legs, like, you can't really complain about the numbers. Numbers really good. But workable word tags, nice stats for what it is. Very nice stats, I should say. and potentially a nice EX skill. So I have 3 EX skills I need to look for. EX skills I need to look at this suit. Holy smokes. And the numbers for this are pretty much the same as the legs. Glastron Launcher, A+, C-. So hold on a damn second. You're telling me the iconic part of the full Glansa is the worst EX skill in the lot? Really? What the heck is this? Alright, sure, whatever, man. Jeez. Okay. Beyond the lackluster EX skill, no real complaints about the rest of it. It's pretty much the same as the legs. Okay. So, the Rize has some really nice melee offensive stats to it. The torso has a really cool EX. The full Glansa literally just kicks down the door Kool-Aid Man style and just screams shot attack, and there you go. It's got shot attack for days. And it comes with Commander, which is really just kind of the cherry on top, I think. Alright. Damn, son. Alright, let's check out the event blueprints. I will watch the Twitter videos, and then we'll take a peek at Alteration. Oh, this is going to be so nice. So I guess, yeah, this week is the Gundam. Barbatos and Exia. Yeah. So the OG Gundam has the last shooting, which is still a very nice EX skill. Gives you a solid melee and shot attack boost. You know, it's quite nice. Beyond that, back we go. This is the 4th form, right? Should be the 4th form. No, it's not. Well, it is the 4th form, but it's the other 4th form. I can't remember really much about that suit, but it was interesting. And Exia, I guess this is all the alternative values. Yeah, it is, because that's not tar. Cool. Interesting, actually. I like that selection. Oh yeah, pilots, you right. Like I said, my brain's gonna be frazzled at this hour. Alright, let's look at the pilots. We'll start with Azee. 21% chance of attacks penetrating super armor. Not a terrible trait. I personally don't like it very much. Super armor is, you know, when you shoot someone and they just like ignore all resistance and keep coming at you. Yeah. Really something you'll see on high-end bosses, you know, top-tier Inferno bosses, certain battle circuit enemies, multi-mission bosses, things like that. So Pierce may be useful. Numerically, yeah, it's a 3-star pilot and a defender nonetheless. Close combat mass production. Mass production is not the most common tag on pilots. So that's a nice little niche you dug out for yourself there, bud. And close combat. Okay. Like, you know, it's a 3-star pilot. Whew. Alright, Kira Yamato Destiny. With twin rifle category, equipped initial EX skill charge boosted. Hey, slap him in the strike freedom. Pew pew pew. Ace exclusive Gundam type. Yep. Totally good. You gotta read the strike freedom has a couple of triggers that need Gundam type. So, yeah. Alright. So he has a solid trait if you have a good twin rifle. He has good word tags for a shot machine. And numerically, he's okay. 2337 shot attack. That definitely puts him on the higher end of the spectrum. 1607 defense, so you're carrying over 500-ish, 2800. Solid. Not build project tier, but for a gacha long shooter pilot, solid. Okay. I'm not really that surprised, honestly, by that revelation. It is the Yamato, after all. no armor, which isn't a bad price. It's a long shooter. Frankly, you just shouldn't be getting hit no matter what. So, okay. So what we're going to do is now we're going to go hop on over to the Twitter videos. And once the videos are all done, we'll take a look at alterations and see what hell that has wrought. Go away, I don't care about that pop-up. Okay. Streamlabs. And change to desktop. Yeah! Okay. So, who are we starting with today? As we scroll through, there we go. Okay, full screen. Mute. So looks like we're starting off with the full Glansa. Okay. Let's see what the sucker brings to the table, huh? So the Army X, very quick. Okay, no real complaints there. See, I wish that just wasn't low powered. The missiles look solid, and the torso. I gotta be half asleep. That didn't just happen. What I just saw on screen didn't just happen. Are you guys seeing this? You're telling me a pick ticket torso with amazing shot stats and commander has a low cooldown AoE B+ power. The heck is this? What the heck is this? It's everything I ever wanted. So yeah, I'm gonna be ticketing this when it hits the shop, like, right away. I don't know about you guys, but whew. Okay. Better than the Atomic Bazooka? I would say yes, because it fills up the torso slot, has a lower cooldown, and the part itself is actually, like, on the higher end for new, like, numbers, matching actually Sokai output in terms of shot attack. So yeah, okay. Wow. So overall, the full Glansa EX skill kit's not bad. All of it's very, like, snappy and quick. Obviously, I like the backpack EX as well. My sole issue is just the numbers on it, or I guess the letters. But everything else is solid, so the full Glansa is actually pretty good. Okay, let's check out the Rize. Okay. 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 So the Beam Whip EX didn't look, like, terrible. It seemed very quick and concise. Obviously, its glaring issue is the fact that it's D power. Yeah, it's very mobile. If that wasn't D power, that'd actually be pretty solid. As for the Cutscene EX, no problem. It has a lot of hits, it'll obviously hit hard, and you get some good buffs for it. I like that whole, you know, kind of spirit totem attack thing it does at the end there. You know, the full Glansa is absolutely the show stealer here. That thing is just nuts. That is just nutty, man. That just... wow. I don't even know what to say, frankly. That's just too much. I don't know if I'd say a standard Axis drop, because Axis drop hits way harder and has a much larger field of impact. But I would say a Axis drop light. Actually, no. That's a terrible comparison. Because I don't think anything matches that AoE size with that cooldown. It's actually technically even a better Atomic Bazooka, because the Atomic Bazooka has low power. Anyways, yeah. Oh boy. Oh, what the heck is this? To what end? What? Hey Crow, what's up, man? Dude, the full Glansa just absolutely mind-boggling, bro. You should take a look at it. Things pretty friggin' great. Age got a good rep here. Okay. Alterations. Let's take a look-see, shall we? Wait, click on my crossbone. Alright. Anything to delay going to alterations. I don't really see the point of clicking on my crossbone. Yeah, no, Crow. So the full Glansa has extremely high shot attack across the board. Some of its parts are actually like pretty much approaching or match Sokai and limited parts, which is really amazing considering that it's a standard pool pick ticket part. On top of that, its EX skill lineup's really good, having very low cooldowns and very quick animations to them. The best one being the torso, where it actually has extremely high shot attack breaking 2k, which is very, very rare on non-limited parts. It has the commander tag, which makes it the first suit in the standard pool with commander, and its EX skill is a very quick point A to point B missile that gives like an AoE explosion with a lot of damage behind it because it's B plus power. Overall, I think the torso is the best part of the full Glansa, but the entire suit's pretty good across the board, with the sole exception of the backpack because its EX skill's kind of eh. New button to upsize? I'm not seeing no upsize button. Oh, there it is. Okay, well, I can't do that because I don't have any of the parts that can be upsized, so. Anyways, let's go take a look at the alterations, see what's there, and then we'll go look over the 2.3 specific additions. I'm so lost in all these updates. To be fair, Crow, there's been a lot of content added over the last few months. 2.3 added a lot of really, really neat stuff to the game. So you kind of hopped in at a good time. Because, yeah, it looks like... Oh, hey! Alright, so we have the big Gundams and those. Now, I'm curious. The requirements. Okay. So all it's doing is it's taking the suits and just boosting their numbers. That's all I'm really getting from this. It's not doing anything else. It seems, unless this is, wait, no, this is the, Oh no. Dios mío. I got this weird feeling that this is like new alteration, guys. This doesn't seem to be an extra additional branch onto alteration. This just seems to be a replacement for alteration. Oh boy. Okay. Well, let's great. No. You don't get to choose between 1/100 or alting the part. This actual suit itself will either have alteration or 1/100 is what I'm understanding here. Because all of these suits that are currently on here don't have alterations. At least not these variants of them. So instead of adding alterations for these suits, they've given them the 1/100th treatment instead. Which is interesting. Yeah. Anyways. Let's get cracking, I guess. We'll start with the Wing Gundam and work our way up. Let's see what the second trait that gets added is. With power attributes off, long shot attack raised. That only affects neutrals, so well, big whoop-de-doo. Obviously the number boost is going to be really nice, but I don't really like that second trait too much. With power attribute, shooting power boosted. Okay, shooting power boost, really nice, very easy to get power attribute. Not so much a fan of the first trait, but yeah. This is going to be really weird talking about these parts, because like there's no point even looking at the numbers, because they just get like a huge stat boost. If I remember correctly, a big part instantly adds 20% to its carryover, as well as a general higher base stat pool. So like, you know when you're doing backslotting parts, right? If you have a part that has the same word tags, you've maxed out its EX skill or trait, and it's the same part, you get the maximum carryover stats. If you only have matching word tags, that's like 20%. Thing is, with this, if it's a big part, it immediately adds a carryover percent. I think it's 20% for that. So not only do these parts have a just base higher stat pool, they also immediately enable you to carry over a huge amount of those numbers. So yeah, it's interesting. Okay. Anyways, back to what I was doing here. I'm just going to treat these more or less as altered parts and just look at the second traits that get added, because there's really nothing else to be doing here. With power attribute, special shot, with high mobility, shooting crit rate. Not so much a fan of that. Backpack. Snipe hack got a boost, eh? Shot attack of all enemies down and shot defense of all enemies down. That is a meaty debuff right there. That's what that is. Shot machines just have a bad day, man. Nope. So initial EX skill charge boost and EX skill power boosted for cooldown time up to merit. Not so much a fan of that one. Again, it kind of runs anti-meta. The last thing you want to do is be increasing your cooldown times. But the trade-off is very nice. So if you have a lot of cooldown reduction, you might want. Max output buster rifle, B+ power. Okay, that's... Why are you not like A or S? Your warship main battery. How is that B+ power? It's a nice boost though. And the shield. Beam range weapon magazine boosted. Considering the first trait, not really my cup of tea. Okay. It looks really stupid because the size isn't compatible and stats aren't good either. The thing is, if the part didn't have amazing stats to begin with, this isn't really going to do much for it. It's a lot like, pretty much the same reason why alteration and marks only do so much for a part. right? It's why I don't really bother looking at a part fully marked up. It doesn't matter, because marks are percent based. If the suit has poor stats to begin with, you're not going to be able to salvage it with marks. You'll be able to augment it, but you'll never salvage the part fully if the stats were bad to begin with, right? And a lot goes for this too. Even though it is getting a very meaty stat increase, it doesn't really matter that much if the stats were really bad to begin with. Okay, let's look at the Aile Strike. While high mobility, shooting power boosted, and when buffed, melee power boosted. It kind of reminds me a lot of Benager, where it's kind of like, you know, column A, column B. Shooting power and melee power boost. Obviously, those are very high numbers, and it is very easy to activate both of them. Being buffed is like that's easy. That's brain dead tier, and high mobility is very easy to get activated as well. I just find that the what's the word? I can't remember the word. They don't mesh together very well on the same part. Because, yeah, you don't want to be building a hybrid, pretty much. Torso. Combat stance. Meaty buff. 49%. That is very meaty. That is the second highest percentage boost in the game. While close combat, melee power boosted, and when one enemy shot down, reduce cooldown by 50% once. I'm not so much a fan of that second trait, but I understand it does have its uses in certain places. You obviously can't use that in 1v1 arena, you can't use that in multi-missions where there's one enemy, so on and so forth. But beyond that, you know, it's pretty solid. Legs. When attacking with beam, melee crit rate boost, and you get an EX skill CD reduced with rifle. I like the first one, not so much a fan of the second one. But at least it's a 40% boost. It is a sizable boost with that one. It's not like a 20% boost or something. While high mobility, melee power boosted. Very easy to trigger. When technique attribute, very easy to trigger. Job gauge increase boosted. I still don't think job gauges are worth it. I have not changed my mind during the course of this video. Moving along. The Anima Schneider. Serpent Bite, A-. Wow, I'm almost amazed. If only the EX skill animation wasn't arguably the single worst one in the game. Okay, moving right along. Beam Rifle. Middle shooter job, shooting flat numbers. Love those. Enemy strong melee power reduced. Remember, strong melee only refers to the final swing of a melee combo, or depending on the job license, when they dash in and use it, they can just immediately cut to the strongest. It's only boosting that, not your EX skill damage, not your general attacks minus the last one. It's not that big of a deal, fortunately. And the Anti-Beam Shield. The technique attribute, enemy shooting power reduced. That's nice, good for a support suit. Beam range weapon magazine boosted. I don't really understand the point of that one, but it's there. It's a thing. It's very interesting to pair that with the first trait. Okay. Exia. Technique. Exia, specifically. So, shot damage raised 10%. You're taking 10% more shot damage. EX skill power boosted. Solid. Infighter job. Recover 200 armor. Go away. Go away. Her technique attribute self, EX skill CD reduced. Easy to get technique. While pro tag. Buff EX skill time up 30%. Buffs already lasted a disgustingly long time. Okay, moving along. Arms, what do we got? With technique attribute, melee power boosted. Okay, and when armor is 60% or more, melee crit rate boosted. Again, at least it's a sizable number. Obviously, I'm not the biggest fan of this as you're leaving your damage to RNG. I know a lot of people have the same mindset, but at least it's paired with a nice first trait. Maybe you want to do this and have your arms be like straight up the biggest part of your suit. Actually a giant unit. And double saber rush, right? Double saber shear. Quite unfortunately, that has one of the really bad melee animations. so probably not the best thing in the world. Alright, Trans Am. Melee attack up, shot attack up, resist flinching. Alright, so the numbers are good. They're not amazing, but considering it's splitting between shot and melee, okay, you know, workable. Workable. Beam Stabber. When attacking with physical, EX skill power boosted. There's a lot of really good physical EX skills, so no problems there. Infighter job, strong melee crit rate boost. No, only strong melee being boosted? When attacking with physical, melee power boosted. Well, see what I said about the last one, pretty much. It's just the traits kind of got flipped around. Infighter job, you need, okay, nice first trait. When technique attribute, melee crit. Why is this suit all crit rate all day? Initial EX skill charge boost and more melee crit rate boost. What the heck is this? In the GN shield. When C power is over 150k, buff EX skill effect and blah blah blah. And more melee crit rate. Okay, well. So Gundam Exia, it really wants to crit you. That's kind of the jive I got from that one. Oh. Alright, let's look at the Barbatos 4th form technique. Aile Strike. Ah, the 49% melee boost. It's a very healthy number. Second highest in the game. Alright. Cool. No complaints about the head there. That's a very nice Aile Strike. Buff EX skill effect up. Not the biggest fan. When buffed, melee power boosted. That I'm a fan of. Again, very easy. You get a boost, and you get a big fat melee steroid. What's not to like? Close range weapon. Ooh, creeps. Okay, so EX skill power boost for a close range weapon. Okay, no, sorry. Your close range weapon's EX skill power boosted, so your melee weapon. Oh, that'd be really fun, actually, thinking about it with, like, Axis drop. When one enemy shot down, reduce cooldown by 50%. Well, again, much like I said for the other one enemy shot down, it's good in certain situations, obviously not all of them. You can't use it in a one-on-one arena, you can't use it in multi-missions with only one enemy, so on and so forth. Okay, melee crit rate boost. Enemy melee power reduced. That's nice for a supporter, or support type suit, I should specify. Yeah. Backpack. The mace throw. Ye old yeet. A- D peer. I don't know. Okay, yeah, cool. Solid. So it's pretty much the Yeet Shield 2.0. Sword Flurry. A- D. That one, unless I'm mistaken, had a really bad EX animation. Back parts EX skill power boosted. Nice. When attacking with physical, melee crit rate boosted. Not a fan of that one. Good first one, though. Infighter job, EX skill power boosted. With technique attribute, melee crit rate. Is this like the week of the crit rates or something? Like, what the heck memo did I miss? Alright, Gundam. Torso, EX skill power boosted. Nice, with power attribute, close shot attack raised. Only affects neutral. Not really the biggest fan. Torso, beam javelin, A- power, and you throw it. Okay, it's a torso yeet. With one enemy shot down, melee power boosted. I've already talked about the one enemy shot down, while ace exclusive enemy melee power reduced. Alright. Gonna be a little more difficult to activate that on a supporter type suit. Ace exclusive is not really the most prevalent tag. You do it. Before 60 seconds pass, close shot attack raised. Only affects neutrals, and with power attribute, enemy EX skill power reduced. So really, Nothing terribly amazing there. Definitely looks more like a supporter or support suit type. Ranged weapons, EX skill power boosted. Okay, with power attribute, EX skill piercing boosted. So this is kind of interesting as it does give a little bit of both. I'm not the biggest fan of EX skill pierce, but in this scenario with 2 traits, I'd say, hey, sure, why not? You know, just kind of augments what's there. Beam sword. With 1 enemy shot down, EX skill power boosted. Okay, talked about that enough. By attacking with beam, melee crit rate boosted. Talked about that enough. The Hammer. A- power. Okay, it really comes down to the animation, and unfortunately, I totally forget the animation for that. Last shooting, melee attack boost, shot attack boost, and okay. It's a solid upgrade, and you get a big silly gun. Ah, bazookas. How I love my bazookas. With power attribute, job gauge increase, and with power attribute, shooting crit rate boost. Not a fan of either of those, that's very clear cut. After 10 seconds pass, render consumption equals 0. Not a big fan of that personally. When attacked with beam, shooting crit rate boost. No. Okay. So the first batch of the big suits is interesting. Nothing is terribly amazing, but it does bring a very interesting alternative to alteration for us. As from what I'm understanding looking at this, instead of a suit being able to become alterated and all that, instead it becomes big. So it's an alternative path. So right now, the way that the game works, we have our part, and then you can tune it up to 6-star. As soon as it hits 5-star, you're able to branch it off into an alteration. So when the part's alterated, it can be alterated at 5-star or 6-star, and then you have the base 5-star, 6-star consult, so that's all connected. Now all there is just another tree attached onto that with big. So it's kind of like a, not even a side grade to alteration, because it's the same thing. The only difference is it gets bigger and gets more stats. So I guess it's a better alteration. I guess that's the best way to put it. Okay. Anyways, let's look at the Pale Rider. And then we'll look at the Denial. And then we'll look at the 2.3 update a little closer. AD system. Melee attack boost, shot attack boost. Considering it splits, it's actually a pretty high shot attack boost. Okay. Torso. EX skill CD reduced. Okay, buff EX skill effect up. Not the biggest fan of, you know, the buff EX skill modifiers, but okay. Arms. When attacking with physical, shooting power boosted. Very easy to meet that requirement. When attacking with physical, and a flat boost. No thanks on the flat boosts. Legs. Leg mounted rocket launcher. A- power, D pierce. At least it got a nice power overhaul. No real complaints, honestly. It has nice power on it and a low cooldown. 180mm cannon, A power. Okay. This will be one of those things that depends on the animation. Based on the description, it sounds like you're really leaving yourself open to be shot at because it may have a long animation to it and you are fully stationary. So, yeah. And the shield. Ah, okay, Shockbringer. Yeah, so this is more of a versus a kind of like an aggressive shield, where its entire purpose is to be used and just kind of blitz. So, oh, sorry. I understand that the backpack's not a cutscene, but it'll still lock you into an animation, as all EX skills do. It just boils down to what that animation is. Is it a long animation where you're standing there and everyone can move? If so, you're putting yourself into target practice mode. Is it one that's very short and concise? Then cool. Is it perhaps one that has a little bit of movement involved? This one doesn't seem so based on the wordage. But yeah, that's what I meant. Okay, interesting. And the Denial. Right. So 29% boost to both melee. Oh no, just to melee and you get a huge heal. I thought it was melee and shot for that low modifier. Okay. Big heal, a decent melee boost. Okay. Could be better, but not bad. Burning burst. Okay, raise your speed and your melee attack. Second highest mod in the game. Healthy, healthy. Arms. The Heat Rush. Yeah, this didn't have the best animation attached to it. B plus power, A plus pierce. It'll do damage though. But yeah, animation, eh. And then, right. Raise your melee attack. The animation on this wasn't too bad if I remember correctly. And the backpack. Oh man, my eyes are just like on fire. Absolute fire. Melee power boosted by 30% when technique solid. Head parts EX skill power boosted. Lots of nice EX skills in the head, so I don't really see much of a problem with that. Okay. So the Denial saw some interesting additions. Nothing like jaw-dropping, but pretty good. It's kind of a solid upgrade. So if the enemies had 144 and 100 parts on them, how the Pale Rider or big enemy traits, well, they would work because the enemy is technically classified as big. I think even one of these parts classify your suit as large, I guess is the in-game verbiage. Okay, so we looked over all the stuff. Let's look at the 2.3 update information, shall we? And kind of look at what's there. Yeah, so we looked at the 1/100 scale parts. Gone over that. Yes, so we need to look at Growth Hangar. Oh, we got new story mission content. A better crew chat with the free messaging system instead of stickers only. Tune-up can now just be done to any tier. You don't have to do it stage by stage. The lock function, which I'm really looking forward to, allows you to mass lock parts without going into each individual part and locking it, which is really, really nice, especially for me that has a bunch of parts I still need to lock, and I just don't want to go back and do it because there's just so many of them. Improved battle circuit. Oh yeah, now they actually show you what the advantaged attribute is without you having to go in. And okay, they did change the verbiage. So advantageous attribute is a very nice way to put it, because when you look at it, you can see exactly, what you need. I can't remember the exact wordage we had in the previous post that was talking about this, but it was not very clear. Yep, folder content, better icons. The Zock has been added to the Blueprint and Capital lineup shop. Okay, I guess I'll take a look at the Zock. We got an extra 10 level cap. Oh, and then we have custom skin auto build and resets. Cool. And a bunch of tiny little bug fixes. All right, well, let's go take a look at the Zock. Oh no, not hiccups. All right. Make a particle cannon. I'm not really sure what I was expecting there from a 1-star. Arms, Iron Nail, DC. Amphibious and Xeon is kind of a weird combination of word tags to see. Interesting though, because it's not a common combination whatsoever. And EX skill power boosted by 10%. That may be a useful trait if you really have nothing better on your legs. Cool. Okay. Now, to the growth hangar. Okay, so from what I'm seeing this image here, the free hangar daily is going to give us 50 experience to our part trade XP. Oh, I believe that was mentioned somewhere too, so that's not a big deal. Now, what about these tickets? Ah! So the white ticket gives you 50 and 8,000 XP. So the white ticket is pretty much the free. Growth Hangar S 100, so that doubles the rates. And then the DX 200 is giving you a 4x multiplier. And the Course Hangar gives you 3x. That's based off the banner images and content we've got. Okay, so from what I see here, pretty much, long and short, the blue ticket is going to be better than the paid subscription course. Those are probably going to be pretty rare. But before I forget, let's immediately put my sword in here. Where are you at? Where are you at? Where are you at, buddy? Hello. Great sword. There you are. Okay. So, it's going to be a very slow daily grind, very slow accumulation, for free players anyways, people that don't buy the course or anything like that, but it's consistent, and I think that's very important. Nice to have as well, as someone that doesn't want to have to roll a bunch of dupes. And you'll still get your series coins month to month if you buy them from the exchange shop, and you can eventually upgrade your part. It's just going to take time unless you're willing to, you know, use money. So, interesting. Interesting. I like the fact that they at least added that ticket hanger with an option that's better than everything else, because it would kind of suck if the subscription model had the best rates. I guess it has the best consistent one, but overall, right? Personally, I don't really buy the subscription stuff because I don't personally see a ton of value in it, but I understand a lot of people do, and you do get a lot of returns for it. So, now then, what else was here? Really nothing else. I think that was it for the patch. Just 2.3 added, it was a lot more like back-end stuff and small additions to, yeah, the scale and the growth hanger, I think, were the two big ones. I know Sukiya was super hyped about the multi-mission, so. Okay. So, with that, guys, I think we're all done the video. I'm so tired. Anyways, thanks for coming and hanging out, watching the stream. I'm gonna go back and timestamp this entire thing because I know this is a very weird hour for a lot of people. So hopefully everyone that missed the live stream will be able to use the timestamps and find exactly what they were looking for with this update. Anyways, peace out, guys, and I will see you in the next video.